and Bella Muricatete. And so we'll open it up to questions. If you would, please raise your hand and identify your name and affiliation, and we'll open it up to questions right now in the press room, and we'll start over here in the first row.
Dan Gelston, the Associated Press in Philadelphia. How are you? For each of you, I guess, what's this last week been like? I mean, to run through the tournament, is it kind of settled in? Have you guys celebrated much, or was there a quick switch back to business?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty much a whirlwind of a week. Obviously coming off a big high, winning the Pac-12 championships, obviously celebrated that for what it was. But leading up to, this tournament, we all had to kind of switch mindsets a little bit and start to lock in a lot more on, what we're here to do. And obviously that's get some wins at this tournament. And so that's pretty much been our focus for the last couple days.
I guess I'll direct this to Ula, since you've been here the longest. Seeing the development of this program, and if you were talking to an outsider of maybe what they've seen on paper throughout the history of the program and how it's transformed, what would you say to an outsider when explaining how this program has transformed across 5 years?
Yeah. I think to an outsider, I would say that this, 5-year journey that the coaches have been on, obviously that I've been on, has been truly transformational. I think we came into this institution and into a program where winning wasn't really a thing at WSU, and women's basketball specifically. They weren't as successful as the other schools, but I mean, we went from 9 wins my freshman year to, in my super senior year, winning the Pac-12 championship in, the best conference in the country. And so it's huge. I think it just speaks to who Coachy is as a leader, as a head coach, and obviously who her assistants are as people and what they've been able to do in terms of recruiting. You look at these two, and their growth especially is a testament to their hard work and just what Coachy is about and who she is. And I think this program is truly on an upwards drive, and I think you can see that through our results in the past. And yeah, looking forward to another run here in Philadelphia.
Questions, and please identify yourself and your affiliation too.
Colton Clark with the Spokesman Review, Washington. I guess for any of you, how much are you leaning on the experience of having been here before? And then kind of a second part for that question is, how much are you trying to kind of take the same mindset from the Pac-12 tournament and apply it to this one, make a run on this one too?
Yeah, I think we are definitely leaning on that experience a little bit. Obviously being here the last 2 years, a lot of us know kind of what it's like to come into these games. Obviously there's going to be a lot of nerves, and especially for our younger ones, everything is so new to them, and they're kind of taking in everything at the moment and just trying to battle through a lot of different little things that may be causing those nerves. So I think for them, we have to be really solid in our foundation and what we want to go into take the mindset that we want to take into this game. Definitely want to play how we ended that tournament at the Pac-12. I think we were all kind of in our stride at that point and connecting and playing as a team. And so I think we want to take all the good things that we performed on the court in that tournament and take it into these first games. But again, we had a lot of things to work on, and we never played a perfect game, and I don't think you really can, but obviously there's a lot of things we can still improve on and want to focus on going into this first game.
Question down here in front.
Dan Gelston, AP. Obviously you want to win tomorrow, but the program has never won a tournament game. I mean, how much do you think of that, and what would it mean to you to kind of be the team to knock that 0 out of the win? Out of the column, I guess.
I guess I gotta talk. It means a lot, and that's something we all know, and everybody knows, especially the older players. We all know how hard it is to win in a tournament, and it's just another challenge, and just gotta stick on a scout and know what we're here to do, and again lean on the experienced players and just us being a team.
Well, I'm wondering about your. Could you kind of unpack your development as coming from Genesis Prep, obviously the small school Idaho program, to what do you think the biggest key it was to your development, maybe in the past 2 years, or something really important that you learned about yourself recently to kind of emerge as the player you've become?
There's no really secret key to it except just expecting to be coachable and having a really, really good coaching staff that really believes in you, because the whole big thing was just how big Coach Etheridge and Laurie really believed in me and showed me the type of player I could be, and I just believed in that and just went to work and put the work in.
I've got 2 more fast ones.
Sure.
Okay, the first one. President Biden picked you guys to win in the bracket. I don't know if you saw that yesterday. To win your first game, at least. Did any of you see that or know that? You
We
feel that?
did see that.
Okay.
President Biden, man.
What did you think about the president picking you to win again?
I think, is he an alumni? Is that what it is?
Maybe. He's from around. He's in Delaware, which is why he picked
okay.
Villanova to win. it
Right,
all,
yeah. I saw the caption was something along the lines of, and in this house, Villanova always wins. So, I mean, got to respect it. But, no, yeah, I think it's cool to see a bunch of different people of figures, or public figures, I guess, tuning in. And it just shows the support that they have for women's basketball especially. And I think it's awesome that more people are buying into creating a bracket. I think Asia Wilson had one. Barack obviously always does one. And he had us going an extra game, so thank you, Barack Obama. But no, it's awesome. The support is truly amazing. It's good for our game and good for the sport.
And thank you. And last one for me, and maybe one of you two can answer this. How did the whole Shania Twain thing start? Who picked the song, or who picked the song, and how did it become an anthem?
I know we say this every time, but we truly are a team of karaoke. The bus ride, you can always, no doubt, someone's got a speaker going, and then other people will sing along. Some can sing, some cannot, but it's fun. It's something that brings us together, and we enjoy karaoke a lot. And then the Shania thing, it just happened before a game. I think I played it, and everyone was like, "Oh, like this is a pretty cool song." And then suddenly the coaches bought into it, and then it just became a trend where before a game, right before Coach E comes in, Belle would start the song, and then we just start singing. And
Sing it before every game.
yeah, we don't know the words yet, but
And you want to go on stage with her when she comes.
we will be going on stage. She doesn't know it yet, but but yes.
Thank you.
For anyone who wants to answer it, what have you seen from Florida Gulf Coast? And it looks like they take a lot of threes. How do you think you match up with them as far as your defense?
Yeah, they're a great team. Obviously, we've been watching a lot of their film over the past week, and I think they're kind of used to being in these situations. They win their conference a lot, and obviously they've been here the past couple of years, and even, they're used to being that 12th seed and having to play against the 5 seed. So I think they're really well experienced in that area. And watching film, obviously they're more of a run and gun team. They love to get up a lot of threes in transition and get to the rim if you're stuck in long closeouts and things like that. So I think for us, we have to really focus on being, playing a lot of team defense and making sure we're finding people in transition, not letting them have really open, easy looks from the 3, and just get down and guard one-on-one. I think, going into the game, a lot of it, we do have to focus on what we can control as well, especially on the offensive end. They're going to score, and it's inevitable that people make mistakes on defense, and I think we can't get too caught up in that and really just go out and control what we can do on the offensive end as well, and make sure we're putting points on the board too. So, right now, obviously, still training and getting refining a few things on what we want to go out. Obviously, won't give away our game plan at all, but just right now, just really trying to lock in and focus up as a team and what we want to do.
Are there any further questions? Mel?
Mel Greenberg. Is this the first time you guys have ever been east? And if so, how are you adjusting? Because it's only 8 o'clock back in your home right now.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first time in Coach E's era that we've been up here, though, up in Philly. We've been to the East Coast before, obviously, but no, it's been a hard adjustment. I think some of us didn't sleep the night before till about 4 a.m. So the travel's been tough, but adjusting is something that we'll have to get used to. And I think we have a good game time tomorrow compared to last year. I mean, we were playing at 11 a.m. in North Carolina last year, which was 8 a.m. our time, so that was a bit of a struggle. But no, we're better prepared this time around.
Final question, please. Thanks.
For Ula and Charlie, so just wondering if you could talk through what have you seen from Bella's development, kind of step by step into the player she's become today.
You can go first. Yeah. Man, I think if the walls of Bowler and Beasley could talk, they would tell you Bella now has come a lot further than what Bella was when she was a freshman. I think freshman Belle was still very new to basketball, but she was so wide-eyed and ready to learn and had a determination to get better. And I think that's why she's who she is now, was that she has a work ethic that is probably top tier. She was in early mornings with Laurie about an hour before everyone else gets on the court. Belle's down there sweating with Laurie and getting her work and reps in. And I think that's why obviously why you see what she is now, the fruits of her labor, is that she's just gotten better and she continues to get better. I think Coach E's ability to hold her accountable is what also helps her in practice. I think whenever Bella reverts to, forgets how good she is or what she needs to be doing to remain effective, Coach E's really good at getting on her, and I think that's with every other player in our gym as well. And I think who Bella is now is, just a testament to all her hard work and dedication to the program and to herself.
Washington State, we thank you.
Thank you. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
opening statement about being here at Villanova in the first round tomorrow.
Really excited to be here. Want to thank Villanova and their staff. It's been great so far. It looks like they're obviously putting on a great show, and we're happy to be here. And congratulations to all 4 teams that are here. Exciting for all the teams and programs, and it's a big statement that you make the tournament, and clearly we're one of those people. We're excited to be here. We came a long way to be here, and obviously we're excited to play.
And we'll open it up to questions. Please state your name and affiliation, and we'll get a microphone to you. We have one down here from Mel.
Mel Greenberg. Cammy, when you say a long way, when you took Washington, they were like one of the basement teams in America. So what all drove you that way? Because you probably could have picked a million places with your little history.
Yeah. Well, first off, just got my start late in my career. I took the long path. So many players and so many coaches get jobs way early in their careers. I'm real grateful for taking a little bit longer. I feel like I was really prepared and got my first job at Northern Colorado for 4 years and loved that experience. Washington State came open, and quite honestly, Texas education, I didn't even know where the state of Washington probably was at the time. And in the Pacific Northwest was pretty brand new to me. But what drew me was, sitting in a meeting in a room with Pat Chun, the AD, obviously knowing Kirk Schultz, who was is the president at the time and is there now, and their commitment to trying to make, women's basketball relevant, and had a pathway. We did it in 4 years at Northern Colorado, wanted the challenge of playing at a little bit higher level, having to recruit a little bit longer athlete, and again, just compete against the best athletes in the country. And the Pac-12 was really, it is, to me, the best league in the country, top to bottom. The coaches that are there, the tradition-rich programs of winning. But honestly, the thing that drew me to Washington State were the people in the room that said, this is our vision, and we'll give you the time and the space to make us relevant in women's basketball. And they have done that. We've gotten really fortunate to bring in some really great players.
Down here in the second row.
Colton Clark, spokesman review in Washington. Kind of on that, on paper, the transformation of the program is pretty stunning to look at. The history of it. If you were to explain to an outsider just kind of a brief, explanation of what happened, what turned, what would you say?
Well, again, when you're asked a lot of questions about your program, and even now having not won a first-round game, I do make sure everybody understands we've only been to 4 of these since '82. So the track record, we haven't been to very many, and clearly, the explanation would be, I think things are possible. I would tell you that. Like, we were the bottom of the barrel in the pack. It's a hard place to recruit to. It's a hard job. And it doesn't matter. If you get the right people and the right fit, you get players that want to be great, that are willing to commit to being great 365 days a year. Got to get maybe a little bit lucky through hard work on getting some special and unique players. But I think the way we did it didn't have to be fast. We built a culture. We got great character people in our program. They were the foundation piece, and then we've built a little bit more talent on top of them now for 5 years in a row. And now when we bring players in, it's really a player-led culture. That I don't have to be the behavior cop anymore. The seniors and the upperclassmen kind of have everybody in line and teach the young ones how to be and how to train and how to sound like a championship team.
Questions for Coach Etheridge?
Seeing Charlize get an honorable mention, the All-American nod, I know you've said that she's pretty much kind of a star when she got here, but how have you seen her just improve her game and kind of grow as a person from year to year, and what has she become at this point in her career?
Right. Well, she's just so much more than an offensive player. I think she's one of the best defensive players I've ever been around as well. But her mind and her commitment to the game and her IQ and her feel and then just her leadership abilities within the team. You know, she's different than her sister. Her sister was a lot more bite, and Charlize is much more, and not in a bad way. Crystal will be mad if I say it, but much more likable as a. She's not going to rub too many people wrong, which I don't know that that's good or bad. You need a little bit of everything, I think. But you know what I really appreciate about Charlize is, and what you have to understand about international, she goes back and plays 5-on-5. She's done much more 5-on-5, and she's on the national team. She's rarely really just, unlike a lot of Americans, they spend all their time shooting threes or being in the gym and just doing certain individual things. You know, she's never really had those things. She's much more of a team player. And so we got our hands on her last summer, that we were able just to go, these are the things we want you to work on, and getting in the gym with her, you know, one-on-one or just a small groups. And it really improved, I think, her footwork, kind of her ability to get the ball to the right spot every single time she shoots it. You know, and I think her work ethic obviously is off the charts. She showed up every day and is just as solid as she can possibly be. But I think what you saw is just her numbers got better because she really just worked on her individual game over the summer. And we've got to mix that. You know, she's going to go back and be on the national team again, but we obviously want her to continue to grow her individual game and get her as pro-ready as we possibly can.
Down here to Dan.
Hi, Dan Gelson, Associated Press. How are you?
Good.
I have a couple of questions, but jumping off that, the pro game, 30% of players drafted into the WNBA are only making the team. There's no more Russia as an opportunity. Do you see the pro opportunities for women changing or shrinking, and are you concerned, or do you feel, you know, things are fine? How do you feel about the state of professional basketball for women?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the worst one to ask about that. But you know, hopefully the league, the WNBA, will expand in the next couple of years. And obviously that's not a lot of jobs, but it is almost impossible to make a team now. They just don't retire that fast, as many as are coming out. And the league is so good and so solid. You have to be so good. I think if you get Charlize in a camp, regardless of what her draft choice would be, she's going to impress people and, you know, make a team. But she's got to do that, you know, in the coming years. But I think, you know, if you're willing to go places, the leagues are still out there. It's just a matter of if you get picky and only want certain things, and if you only want a certain amount of money or things like that, I think you're going to be limited. But I think there's opportunities out there for players to go and experience professional basketball. And the better you do at whatever league you're at, you're going to have a chance to go to bigger and more well-paying jobs.
And also in that vein, how have you seen the NIL deals? Has it affected your team, your program much, and have you seen it impact in ways you like or don't like women's basketball?
Yeah, we're really not affected too much so far. I mean, it's gonna be a big issue for us going forward. You know, we have a lot of internationals, and you have to, you know, they can't completely make money while they're in the States here. They have to be at home to make the money, and so, you know, you have to be a little bit creative in ways to get money to them. So it's still a work in progress for us, but we've got to be in that game somewhat, and we certainly need, you know, just like everybody at Washington State, the programs are really, you know, we're going to have to understand NIL, and we're going to have to, like I said, get in that game.
All right, last question. I'll pass the mic. Can your team sing? And if so, who do you want leading the charge when Shania Twain starts playing in the locker room?
Well, I want Shania to lead the song, and we'll be a great backup for her. And we definitely want the music and not a cappella, because they're not shy about singing. And you'll hear all different tunes, I think, and loudness. But I don't know that I would say it's great, but it's been a blast to watch them enjoy the whole process of that. But Shania is our lead singer. Auntie, like Ula calls her Auntie Shania.
Could you kind of describe the team's mindset and how they approach the Pac-12 tournament, and how much are you trying to, you know, kind of emulate that approach coming into this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing for us is we haven't had to change too much. We were actually playing pretty good basketball all Pac-12 season, and we had some slip-ups and lost 9 games in our league, 4 of those when Charlize wasn't with us, and getting her back into the swing of the games. We slipped up a few games that we probably had won, but that's the nature of our league. Those 4 we lost were all home games, so you wonder what if we had had Charlize. So sometimes I think our record of 10 losses is a little deceiving. But we were in every game other than the Stanford game. Stanford kind of blew us away, but every other game we had the ability to win or lose. And we were playing very well. We beat UCLA on the last swing, had a 19-point lead against USC and somehow lost that, and then went into the tournament. But we were playing good basketball. We didn't play great against Cal, I don't think, but first round, you scrape by, you do whatever you can to succeed, and I think we played one of our best games of the year against Utah. And obviously I think the most impressive thing that our team did was, you play a game at 6 o'clock at night and you have another game the next day at 6, and then you have another game the next day at 6. And you have a success of, beating Cal. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, you get to play Utah with no practice. And then you beat Utah and you get back to the hotel at 9 o'clock at night and you're on a sky high, feel. And somehow you got to come back down and manage and scout and play Colorado the next day. And so that turnaround, it was just so impressive of how our team could compartmentalize and stay in the moment and enjoy that process, and then turn around and lock in and be great in a film session scout and get themselves mentally and physically ready to play a big game the next night. So that's who they've been. We've been great on the road all year. So it's not like we have to come in here and go, how do we fix ourselves and be a good road team? We've kind of proven we don't have to change our spots too much. We are who we are, and we got to show up and be really solid tomorrow night.
Any other questions for Coach Etheridge? I think we're good. Thank you,
Appreciate
Coach.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.